So, I have this volunteer commitment at a detox in the city. And I get to know some of the patients well. One in particular I really get to know well. Her name is Nancy. She's stunning. She's 40, but she looks 27. She has long cascading hair down to her butt, alabaster skin, and deep, dark, tragic eyes. She could die at any moment. She mixes Valium, Ativan, and Vicodin, and drinks on top of Antabuse. She told me she'd been a stripper. She told me she turned tricks. She told me a guy died on her when they were having sex. I seem to always get these types. It seems to be my niche. And I do what you're never supposed to do under any circumstances in a volunteer commitment like this. I give her my number. And I say, call me if you need to. Call me. And one night she calls. I pick up the phone and she says, help, Anne, help. And I make the decision to go up to her apartment in Waukegan. I enlist a friend of mine, a petite housewife in matching purse and outfit, who wants to help. And we get in my car and we head north, past darkened doorways, past boarded up taverns, past denizens of the night. And we get to her apartment. I ring the doorbell once, no answer. Twice, no answer. And on the third ring, the door bursts open, and there is Nancy in a stained white slip, clutching a Heineken and a cigarette. She says, welcome to my home. And we enter the apartment. It's a hovel, dark, dirty, disgusting. There's a frenetic, yapping dog squirting pee and running around in circles. Nancy is running around after him, trying to console him, but he is inconsolable. A sick animal with a sick woman. There are Heineken bottles everywhere and tons of overflowing ashtrays. There is a white, gleaming electric guitar in the corner, like a talisman of a long-lost hobby. And on every surface, on every available space, there are plastic cages with hamsters in them. No. Little rodents. They squeak and are eating what appears to be cheese curds. The petite housewife, Ginny, is in another corner of the apartment, holding a can of pepper spray and a hanky. So she's useless. I'm on my own. I say to Nancy, get dressed. We're going to the hospital. She says, but I can't leave my babies. I say, get someone to take them. She says, I can't leave my hamsters. They're abandoned like me. I say, get dressed. We're going to the hospital. Nancy gets dressed and we get in my car and go south. We get to the hospital and she is wheeled into the emergency room on a gurney into dire trouble from the concoction she has ingested. The nurses surround us in the emergency room and they are brisk, terse, and efficient. And I realize they know not the first thing about alcoholism. They say to her, are you in danger of hurting yourself? And Nancy flies up and says, no, but I need another beer, and flops down. They hook her up to an IV of fluids, and I realize Nancy has no insurance, no Medicaid card, no Obamacare. The parents come from Wisconsin bearing a basket from Cracker Barrel on the highway, filled with studded cheese logs and toxic salami. They present it to me and I say, thank you. The parents are elderly, really elderly. I see a lifetime of sadness, of salvaging her from places like this. They say, we have been to the hospitals. We have been to the emergency rooms. We have been to the halfway houses. And she refuses help. We huddle together trying to figure out what to do with the hamsters and the dog. The parents say there's a happy puppy boarding kennel up the street. They take rodents. At this point, the petite housewife, Ginny, has been whisked away by her husband in a tan Mercedes, which was a good thing because she was waving her hanky and panting. The nurses come back, and one more time they're brisk, terse, and efficient. They say, are you in danger of hurting yourself again? And Nancy flies up and says, no, but let me out for one more beer and one more cigarette. The nurses say the detox will be done in a couple hours. The blood alcohol will be stabilized. I'm in shock. She can't go back to that cesspool of rodent droppings and canine insanity. But there's nothing. She's not surrendered, even after the pills, the johns, and the guy dying during sex, where she administered CPR in a see-through baby doll negligee with the cops coming and covering her up with a bedspread. I guess my work is done now. The parents will take over. Nancy is slurring to the nurses. I counting my babies, my goddamn hamsters. They're abandoned like me. You can't leave your kids to go to treatment, you know. They need their mommy. I am the mommy. So again, I do one more time, what you're never supposed to do under any circumstances. I give the parents my number and say, call me if you need to. And I step out into that dark night, into the darkness, and I know something for certain. I have been just like Nancy. I have lurched around Evanston, spewing pills and guzzling warm beer, going in and out of lucidity. But there's a difference. For 13 years, I have had salvation. For 13 years, I've been surrendered, and she is not.